It's just all like long-term iteration.
It's just a lot. It's a lot of things to iterate on. So I'm worried about clone.
Okay. All right.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. Keeping a better eye.
Because of that, it is actually going to probably feel pretty churny sometimes. It is going to be a lot of stabs in the dark, a lot of reboots, and we're learning how to do this. And hopefully by the time we're done making this game, we'll be pretty good at making this game.
You guys didn't stop rolling, did you? Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know what's interesting is like listening to you guys' questions, it makes me think of what have you been seeing?
About why Anna left?
These are all really awesome and sappy, guys. So this one's from Emily. Anna, thank you for being a strong-ass lady role model in the game industry and in life. I think like what this company does so well is bring out the best in people and lets them do it on their own terms. And it's like this place where the shyest person over time can feel like they can express themselves. And whatever that is like, it's very unique to this place.
Yeah, so when I started, Anna was supposed to be like my team programmer, and the idea was every team would have its own programmer attached. And as a new employee, it was very exciting to work with Anna, and it was like one of the reasons I came to work here, because she's incredibly smart and wonderful. Even then, though, it was very clear that she wanted to have more of a focus on design than strictly like I'm a programmer support, and I totally get that. I think there's some element from some of the old timers that like you can't take back Anna quitting, like you can't undo that at this point. So it's very unfortunate it had to come to that and couldn't get fixed half a year earlier or whatever. But you know, I think even those people are dealing with it and are very happy with the changes that have been made recently.
At least.
Can you hear us, Scott?
Hey, where's Bagel? Where are you, bud? I'm in Argentina. Yay. Hey, we have the same shirt. Huh? Yeah, same shirt. Friendship, dude. Friendship. Under the same sun and moon, we wear the same shirt. So true. Right.
This is super good. So it's like a little guilty judge laying traps.
So, yeah, and then the traps grab you, and then you carry your guilt around with you.
Yeah, and it slows you down for a little while.
That's true. We do have a new programmer, Anna. So once she gets here, we're all going to forget about the old one. So.
First of all, have you seen the movie The Lake House?
Unfortunately.
The stuff that she's worked on was with like large characters and doing AI and pathfinding and stuff where large characters is notoriously difficult. So that's gonna be beneficial. No, I actually don't think it's dire. I don't think it's at a place where things are awful. I mean, every project has you always want to do more than you are allotted for. So I don't think we're fucked. But I think what you have to do is like, when I see other people feeling the same way, just remind them where we're going and give them the confidence that we'll be able to pull it off. I think the levels need more support from us. I think they're having to kind of, fend off a lot of things on their own because we just purely don't have the bandwidth to be able to support them as well as we can.
I am your tech person for this level, and I'm completely over encumbered with work. So I haven't been able to give you the time you need to make what you need to make for your level. So when I bring up something like Pachinko and Roulette, I go up to Zach, I'll have those JIRA tests, say, these things, when are these going to be brought into my sprint? That's the question I'm going to bring to him.
And it's bringing to light a lot of pretty big problems with like the game.
You're only making one cup of coffee at a time with the K-Cups. We don't have a producer here for this.
I was having the hardest time working with Zach for the longest time. And it wasn't that Zach was doing anything wrong or I was doing anything wrong. It was just a process that didn't work for either of us. And I didn't feel comfortable in the beginning approaching Zach because I was new and he's the lead of the, creative lead of the project. That's pretty crazy for a brand new programmer to be like, hey, creative lead of the project, this process isn't working for me. So I had many one-on-ones with Kia, and he just made it really easy to tell him about any issues that I was having. And not only that, it wasn't just a mannequin I was talking to feel better. He helped me address them. He helped me work on what I needed to address them, and he would go to like the leads meeting and talk to other leads about it and other programmers. So he really made an effort to make Double Fine a great place for me to work, which I don't think I've ever had a lead that made that much effort for me. So that I really appreciate that.
And on this project, we have Zach acting as like project lead, whereas Tim would usually be in that role before, and especially in the case of Psychonauts. And now it almost feels as though Tim is a little more hands-off on this one, or maybe only in like really critical meetings. And does that sort of change the atmosphere of working on the game? Does it feel still like it's Tim's game, or do you feel like it's kind of like Zach's game? Like,
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's supposed to be everyone's game, right? And this game, and compared to the first one, is definitely more, Tim and Zach coming together. The first game was, Tim was the biggest voice there.
So like not every single one of those things would be good, but a couple would be good, and the rest would all be there at least. And then if we can make them all good, that's
Describing
great.
how I shoot for everything in the game.
Yeah.
Couple will be good.
Yeah.
A lot of them will just be there.
Yeah, we have to make a good game that everybody likes, but we also need to make a great team, and the great team makes the great game. And I've definitely been in situations where at the end of a project, it's like, cool, let's never do that again with those people. And it's hugely, hugely important to me that this team is an environment where everybody feels like they are sort of encouraged and fostered to do their best work. And part of that is having just like, if problems come up and if things are not the way you'd like them to be and you don't feel like you're getting to contribute in the way that you want, or you're not being listened to, or something is just stupid about your daily workday, I want that stuff to come up through whatever channel you feel is good, but like basically like talk to your lead, talk to me. Like I welcome that feedback and I want that feedback to be happening on the team. And if there are places where like as a team lead, I've fallen short on that, I want to fix that. Because there's lots of easy ways to make the game better. I mean, because there's that right now. So yeah.
Goes for production stuff too.
Well, it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing. It's all part of the same big ball of wax.
Love you, Andy. Love you, Brian.
Big round of applause, Andy. With all that being said, the video game, Psychonauts 2. So everybody had a chance to play it.
I think we weren't, as a team, playing things often enough through like team-wide playthroughs. It was just like the team itself or the designers, we would play it section by section. And it wasn't until we started playing the whole entire experience that we really realized some of these levels are like way too long.
Like, I think it's the cafeteria to get the bacon, and then you got to go all the way back up to Hollis's or Truman's room.
Yep. Who's next? Emily.
Relative gravity makes me really sick.
Okay.
Were there any particular levels where
Hollis.
it was?
I couldn't get past Hollis.
In the classroom, there were like the wires and stuff that
okay.
I ended up climbing because I wasn't sure how else I was supposed to get up there.
Sorry. Are you making noise faces, Gene?
And then Tazio.
You're not supposed to. I really like the atrium. Just like in general.
Did you say it was Gratrium?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Boo.
There's just feel
I gotta
like
keep using that one because it's good every time.
I just feel like there's a lot going on.
For both playing the game on a more regular basis to generate this feedback, but also having time to respond to feedback, because otherwise we'll get all the way to alpha and then the game will be really, really bad.
I also watched a really good GDC video. It was about Horizon, and it was the dude who was like the lead designer talking about how like right until the last stretch of the game, no one believed in any of his design decisions, and he had to basically like be like, no, trust me, it's going to work out. So it's possible that all the things that we have creative differences about are things that are like truly genius, and we just don't see it yet. And I'm definitely open to that. I think communication would help more in that regard, though. Because even if that is the case, there's certainly no harm in discussion about the aspects of the game we're concerned about.
It's really tough because, I mean, and this is the thing, and I think I said it to the team, and maybe I didn't phrase it that well, but like being in the middle of a bad game looks the same as being in the middle of a good game. It really is a matter of the team's ability to turn that thing around, and great projects go through that same phase where it's like, yep, that thing was a mess. And I don't think our thing is a mess right now. I think it's just not. I think our primary problem right now is that people don't feel like they have the time to make it great, as great as they'd like it to be.
and then that results in a whole bunch of other team dysfunctions. But yeah, like I don't know much about God of War, Last of Us, but it doesn't surprise me. And I've been on great projects where halfway through the project, you're like, this thing is horribly mismanaged. No one has any idea what we're building. No one agrees on what we're building. No one knows how it's going to be good. No one knows how we're going to get it done in the time. And we're, it's always the fear. You fear that you're like on the bad project. And it's dangerous because like once people get into that mindset of like, oh, I'm on the bad project, that is true. It's true because you're not going to make it the good project, and you need all the people to have that kind of faith.
Interesting. We've been very bad at collaborating across disciplines, I think, for the project in general. Like, the only time I ever talk to Devin or Amy is when I have a bug and I go over and say, like, is this fucked? And they're like, yeah, it's fucked. I'm like, great, talk to you in a month.
Maybe we make 2
I
objects
mean,
in
part
one
of
session.
why I asked you to do it, and I do understand that I should just get better at making blueprints.
That's the thing is that you
My
will
blueprints are
never
great.
you will never get better at making blueprints than you actually make them.
How dare you insult my blueprints?
I'm just saying.
They're very good.
That it's our
Did
responsibility.
the water thing in Bob Z.
Our responsibility
It's really nice. Do
to
you see
help
it?
you become a
You
better
punch a
game
switch and all
developer.
the water
And
went
how
that
are we
way.
going to do that if you don't learn?
Didn't you see the water?
Anyway.
And now with the pilot program, we're actually like sitting in a room and talking about like holistically what makes the level good or bad, which is a nice change.
And just kind of getting a sense of like, hey, is this how we want to see him moving? Is this what
No, we had not worked together before. It's been fantastic. Ears are burning. But yeah, it's been fantastic. Yeah.
He gave me a Valentine. He gave me the best Valentine. I had a USB key on my desk and put it in, and there was like a Doom executable on there.
Yay!
Oh my god.
We love you! This is awesome!
JP, you're the best.
Ford had experienced trauma. He loved somebody, and then that blew up spectacularly, and his life wasn't the same after that, and he was kind of a broken man. But I really dug that, because something that I've always admired about Psychonauts is that it has this tonal flexibility where you can have plenty of wacky, silly, weird stuff in it, but then there's still enough seriousness that you can treat your characters like real people. And that's a really wonderful place to be in, just like storytelling and also just level design, representing and literalizing to some extent somebody's mind and memories and experiences as physical spaces. I think that's incredibly cool. Environments can have a soul. You can speak in dream logic, where a portal goes through one thing and takes you into a place that's 20 years in the past, or, halfway across the world, or into something that could never really exist. And it's been a pleasure to be able to work on that for sure.
Looking forward to seeing them
me too.
look more like that, I guess.
And I think there's if you look at something like 4C again, it's just a lot of the level is pretty successful because JP just looked at a Peter Chan drawing and then blocked out that space. They just took this illustration and turned it into a video game. Psychonauts was a success because of stuff like that, right? Because they were just daring enough to do that.
Yes. Yeah. So Third Shrine. Sherd Thrine.
Sherd Thrine.
The Sherd Thrine. That's a Star Wars bounty hunter name.
A banana name?
Yeah. Or maybe it's a Jedi. I don't know. Sherd Thrine.
Okay, so iteration 8,000.
By this time, we'd all gone quite mad.
And so we've kind of built it and remade it a bunch of times. Yeah. Sorry I haven't come up with anything cool, you guys. Yeah. I don't know.
So, our options are we figure out something by Friday and art it, or we delay the art pass on this area to give Josh additional time. But that also, from a strike team point of view, would mean we'd be circling back to this.
We were circling back to it after. But I'd rather do that than work on something that's not finished, right? So I'd rather try till Friday, and if it doesn't work, we'll call it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, unless you want to say I'm so horribly burnt out on this thing that I can't figure it out and I need to have a 1 month break, I'd still be inclined to be okay, if we can't get it by Friday, we better have it by next Friday.
I've been pulling everybody off things before they're comfortable, and then they're getting feedback that the level doesn't look great. Oh, is there stuff missing? Yeah, there's fucking stuff missing, and I'm sorry.
Is it worth me going? This isn't working. We should cancel it.
This isn't working.
Okay.
There's also, we are planning on showing Helmet in the trailer.
I did, but this.
We don't have to, not this shrine, so.
Not this one.
Yeah, man. And I can not tell you how much stuff I've learned about the tongue. Yeah, I do worry about it because I go back and play Psychonauts and it's not exactly what you remember. There's something magical about that where it's like your brain kind of filled in a lot of the gaps. And like it is a really good game, you know? But it's also, I think a lot of us just played it when we were young and stuff like that. So I think everyone's got a different idea of what Psychonauts is. So I don't know how we're gonna deliver on that, you know. I think we can easily deliver on nostalgia and style, but on what it meant to each person, I don't know. I think the best we can do is kind of project ourselves and do it like what I wanted out of a Psychonauts sequel I put in, and hope that other people felt the same. Yeah.
Okay. Magic Jeff time then.
Oh my work.
What is this? There's no such thing.
If you're gonna film me having a heart attack on camera, that'd be pretty great.
Is Jeff okay? I think he's always some level of angry. That's just kind of his character. But yeah, certainly, you know, he's getting fed up. And I would be too if we were repeating all the same mistakes as Psychonauts 1. Except this time not fixing them. There's nothing really like Psychonauts. Like, so it's kind of hard to hold up anything as an example.
Right. There we go.
Look at that guy going.
Oh, look at that Coach Frolic. Oh.
Yeah. You can TK the goat and it'll play its flail animation. You can set it on fire. I'll start running around.
You don't have to set the goat on fire when you play the game, Gigi.
Boo! See you in hell, goat.
Wait till you can do that to little baby fawns. There's gonna be little baby fawns in the game.
How about some Compton?
Yeah. Sometimes you'll have to go past these like little battering ram things that are punching you off of like a giant rolling pin with like some sticky stuff on there. So you want to like be careful getting by these guys. These are all sort of rotating.
Hey, you lousy little mite, how'd you get in here? Don't push me. I'll gargle a whole bottle of hydroside if I need to.
What happened? Was anyone missing a cell phone? There was a cell phone that was left in the.
That's mine.
That's why.
The Ocarina of Time, the first
Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, in the forest when you turn into old teen Link,
Yeah, Teen Link.
hot teen Link, polygon hot teen
Sexy Link.
and you're like a 12-year-old girl, and you're like,
Love those sharp polygons.
I don't remember that part.
yeah, you were a horny teenage girl. Come on.
Where is everybody?
I think they're still working.
All right, do a round. Do a round. We'll do a round.
I already put it on the tree.
you want the megaphone?
Nah. We have a quick Psychonauts 2 team meeting. It's the end of the sprint. It's content lock. Content lockdown.
So Zach and his singing.
We're headed to Alpha. Oh, man. How's are those sweaters, everybody? Who's too warm? Who's slightly too warm? Who's slightly too warm?
1 second of usable footage will come from this meeting, at most.
Are you kidding me? These guys love this meeting. This is content for them. Shot of Andy looking at the screen going, I just don't see how this is going to happen, guys.
No, because here's the issue.
And everyone nodding, and then they cut to material, and people working late at night, and then there's this cut of Andy going, well, I was really impressed with the way this thing worked out because it was actually a thing, and everyone nodding. Yeah, I know, I can do this.
And that doesn't change what we're doing, which is trying to work on the financial solution as hard as possible. Because I think the thing that's hidden in this graph is that 51%, 53% is like, if you tell the team they have that much time and and their work is not going to be that good, they will like self-crunch themselves. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's what that number represents, is how much they're going to be crunching because they won't be happy with what they're doing. You know?
And do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I don't think it's a good thing. That's what I think is lurking in that little cell on the chart.
Lurking in there is that part of what this represents from a scheduling perspective is the first thing.
You can charge.
Done.
Thanks.
Credit for that.
Well, I think it went well.
If the game did turn out
wonderful, amazing, game of the year,
yes,
then I would not be surprised.
I could sort of imagine where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I wonder if you worry that however the game turns out, is that going to reflect on you or Tim?
Oh no, I mean in my worst moments, it's like everything that's bad about the game is my fault. Everything that's good about the game is from Tim. So, and you know, that's just me being paranoid. That's not true. Yeah. So I mean, I trust him to do right by me. Like I don't feel like he would like if the game turned out badly, he would hang me out to dry. Where it's going to be like, yeah, we hired this McClendon kid and he totally screwed it up. That's what happened with Psychonauts 2. Oof, dropped the ball on that one. Good, we won't do that next time. I don't, you know, I just trust him ethically as a good person to not do that.